I can't handle.
John's checked out.
Honestly, I can't handle the fucking
Dude,
modern world.
I think that is actually a better dynamic for a podcast.
We just can't handle
let's just call it
world.
Upset John.
I mean,
we just talk about all the things that upsets John. That's
well, I mean, you've got no end of topics then, have you? Because fucking everything upsets me. I just went into Sainsbury's to buy this thing you were telling me about.
Yeah.
Cute, bang, scanned it.
Now you got to wait.
Now you got to wait. And then they look at me, but they don't come over. They look at me. I'm like, I know you've seen it. You've got an alert to say come over. They carry on stacking the shelves. So I'm like, is anyone going to help me? And he doesn't. The geezer behind the jump doesn't acknowledge I've said to him. He just rings a bell, and then the bird at the back who's stacking the shelves, who's already seen me, then comes over, and I'm like, what is this? What is this all about? Why as a culture have we accepted the fact that people are not there to actually doing anything for you in like these deals? They're not serving you.
What about the fact that we're just bagging our own food and then sorting it all out for the same money? But previously, someone else would do that for you.
Ain't the biggest scam in the world is actually you're now paying 40 pence for a bag.
Yeah.
A paper bag now.
Yeah.
Marks and Spencer's, paper bag now.
Yeah.
Don't even get a plastic bag that you can keep. It's a paper bag now. Fucking still granny, I'll tell you.
That's as useful as a fucking chocolate teapot. But yeah, things that upset John.
Oh, that's quite nice.
I told you.
It does taste quite nice.
But it's kind of like a clear caffeine high, I describe it as. It's not like where you're like absolutely buzzing your tits off. It's just a bit smoother. That's why I like it.
What does it give you? Does it give you
It's
that?
got magnesium in there. It's got L-theanine.
So if you was to drink one of these a day, would you not have to take any more supplements?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend more.
Well, I'm already taking like magnesium and all the rest of that. I've got enough.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure about the quantity. Actually, I haven't checked into it. But like, let's have a look here.
You felt like you definitely got a kick off it.
Yeah, like I use quite a few different like stimulants and pre-workouts before, but essentially with caffeine, you have to take more and more to get the same buzz. And obviously, you don't want that because then you won't sleep.
When you do a pre-workout, I've had them horrible ones like I don't know what
Monster.
Fuck no, like Grenade or whatever they are.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, no.
I feel like my body is tingling me.
Yeah.
I feel the hair in the back of my neck standing up.
Yeah,
I'm shivering.
There's something in there called beta-alanine, which is marketed as a lactate buffer. So it's supposed to delay the onset of those like burning thighs. And if you load it consistently for 6 weeks, it will do that. But if you just start taking it and sort of don't know what you're in for, yeah, you're like, you have itchy face and itchy thighs. And,
yeah,
it's horrible.
I found that I was probably just as knackered as I normally am, but I'd have to run for an hour.
Yeah, to get rid of it.
To get rid of it.
To get rid of the feeling. Well, there you go, it's worked.
I mean, it was horrible though.
You've been stimulated.
It was absolutely
no, it's not great,
fucking,
is it? I'm not a big lover.
What do you take for pre-workout then?
Yeah, caffeine. So normally, there's a brand that I use called BLDR, and they've got like different supplements. They've got some creatine ones, and they've got like a caffeine one.
Do you take creatine before you work out then, or after?
I take it in the morning and in the evening, so I just can't have it.
You take haven't you got to load creatine? Like you've got to get it to a certain amount.
Yeah, there's a loading phase.
So how long is the loading phase?
Well, it's more like the volume that you take is normally double. So they recommend like for kind of guys that are at body weight, like 5 milligrams.
So that's a scoop, yeah.
Basically. But if you work out a lot and you're trying to build a lot of muscle and you're doing 2 sessions, or if there's a lot of volume in your week, then there's good argument, good evidence to suggest that you could take double that and you'll be fine.
Creatine also helps with your brain, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's a new topic, yeah.
So it does that, and it's actually good for you then.
Yeah, there's studies with like it prevents Alzheimer's and it helps like early onset, like decline of cognitive function. So
have you ever heard? You probably have heard. You probably literally about to tell me exactly what I'm saying.
I don't know, maybe.
Right, about your brain. You sleep, whatever gland it flushes. Your sleep is flushing out all the toxins and the shit and the build up in your brain. So Alzheimer's and dementia are more seen in the people who have had less sleep than the people who have had more, like a normal amount of sleep.
Yeah, sleep is vital. Sleep is absolutely key, but it's the type of sleep you get.
Right.
So in layman's terms, There are people that just crash out. 1 minute you're doing something, you lay down, you're so exhausted, you're so fucked that you just sleep.
Right, but I will do that. I will do that every single day on the train home. I will do it on the train there. If I sit down in a car, I'm asleep.
Yeah.
My missus is like, how the fuck are you asleep within 30 seconds
out.
of anywhere?
Yeah.
If I sit on a plane, I'm like, as soon as my head touches what's it, I'm gone. Everyone else is moaning. Everyone else is going around. I'm asleep.
Are you a mouth open?
Yeah, I am. And I'm dribbling. I'm the lot.
Okay, so trouble is with that, there's different types of sleep. You've got light sleep, deep sleep, and then REM, rapid eye movement. So essentially you need a balanced mixture of those three. So let's say ideally you want to sleep 8 hours is like always the number floated for. Like,
do you get 8 hours sleep?
Not always. I had 5.5 last night.
No, fuck me. That's my max. 5.5.
But
maybe max
to
6.
operate well, I need 8.5.
That's why I'm always fucked, and then I'm always tired. And I need 5 coffees a day to make and angry, and 5 coffees a day to make me fucking function, innit?
Yeah,
because I'm just not getting enough sleep.
100%.
Right. So, but it's so hard to sleep.
Yeah, but you don't have any sleep ritual or routine. So this is what I'm saying about there's people that are just passing out. What you actually need to do is have a sleep hygiene routine where you're down regulating from all the stimulus in your day. So because of the modern society, modern world we live in, everything is geared to create a reaction from you, action, reaction everywhere, from billboards to your fight or flight. You know, anytime you drive a car, operate a vehicle, line bike through town, your body is trying to, your whole nervous system is trying to protect you from getting an accident, right? So you come home, you watch TV, and maybe you're watching Netflix 10 most violent murders. Again, you haven't calmed down yet.
Right.
You know? Then you just eat a load of scran, and then you're like, oh, fucking hell, I'm tired, and you pass out. But there's been no deregulatory pattern in your day. You haven't done any like kind of breathing to slow your heart rate down. You probably you've had caffeine within inside 6 hours. You're still elevated from that. You haven't relaxed. You're not in a rest or digest state. So your nervous system's up and you need to come all the way back down. So when you do that, it's like no screens, hour and a half before bed, brush your teeth a bit earlier, reduce sugar intake, anything that's going to create energy. You're now trying to feel tired before you go to bed. Now then it's about the right temperature. So if your room's too hot, and at the moment it's a fucking nightmare for everybody, right? Yeah. So everyone's like sweating, you're more likely to wake up out of a decent sleep if it's too hot. That's why I was telling you, right, I jump in the cold shower or have a cold bath to get my core temperature down, have a sheet on and the fan, and the windows are open and I'm kind of good. But if you can do that, then you're going to create deep sleep for maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours, light sleep of around 4.5, 5 hours, and then maybe an hour to 2 hours of REM. And that and all those different stages of sleep are what's going to help repair your body, repair your brain, and get rid of all the free radical damage, and prepare you for the next day. And when you sleep like that, truly, you wake up and it's like you've been literally what's that film with Wesley Snipes? They put him in the thing. Demolition Man. You feel like that, and you're like, fucking hell, I've slept for 40 years, and you feel incredible. You've got all this energy, and you're like, I'm ready to go.
I find if I sleep and I just maybe one day a month, I might sleep longer and maybe get 8 hours sleep, and then I feel really groggy. Feels like I've slept for too long. Do you know what I mean? It feels like you've gone to sleep after you've been on the piss.
So that's normally brain fog. So brain fog is created from poor diet and again crashing out and not restorative sleep.
If you fall asleep on the couch, can you then go up and go to bed?
No, not straight away.
No, that fucks you, doesn't it? Yeah, like that 20-minute nap is the worst thing.
You've missed your window.
Yeah, you need to go to bed when you're really tired. Like go to bed.
Follow it. Your body's getting all the signals. Are like, okay, you're tired. Fucking go.
Ain't it just so hard to do that though? Like for me, it's just fucking. I'd love to be able to just go to bed and just fucking sleep. It just don't happen though. If I go at that point, I'll go to bed and I'll lay there and I'll think, right, okay, I'm going to go to sleep, and then I'll think, oh no, I've got to check something. I'll check an email, and then I'll check an email, but then I'm on my phone, and then I'm looking at fucking whatever shit's on the phone, and there's a lot of shit bills. On there. Yeah. There's a lot of shit on there, and you're like, oh fucking hell, I've got meant to do this, I was meant to do that, I was meant to do this. Whereas I've got to fucking come in and stand talking bollocks to everyone every day. I could get all that shit done in the day, but I don't. I think about it at night, which is the weirdest thing. Or sometimes when you're tired, you're lying there, you come up with the best ideas. and you're like, fuck it, I've got to write this down now, and then you're back up again.
Yeah, so we have different sleep patterns, right? And I think some really smart guys figured out that people get their different energies and their circadian rhythm operates slightly different to one another.
What is this circadian rhythm?
It's just your natural
rhythm.
Rhythm.
What is a circadian rhythm?
It's basically your natural hormone cycle that you get in 24 hours. So typically, like our bodies create more testosterone in the morning, and that's when you're at your peak.
Yeah.
Hence, morning stiffy, morning wood.
Yeah.
Which is a great sign of vitality.
Okay.
If you're not getting hard in the morning as a bloke,
yeah,
you've got a vitality.
You're in
issue.
trouble.
Well, it's the first sign of like, I recognise it. If I don't, I'm thinking, am I getting sick or am I burnt out? Because that's the first sign.
That's
of health.
testosterone, though. Yeah.
It's not just testosterone; it's quality of sleep. It's everything. It's a
Okay.
whole pattern that creates a good, a good picture of health.
When
But
you meant to stop getting the morning wood, then?
I hope never.
No,
Fucking tragic.
yeah, but you do find people. They're like, do you still get your wood? You're like, yeah. And they're like, no, you don't. And they're like, it could be the same age as you.
Well, yeah, everyone's got different. Everyone's got different epigenetics and genetics.
Does testosterone have a massive part of that?
Yeah,
it does. Yeah. So that's obviously why people do take extra testosterone to.
Yeah, TRT. People are taking it synthetically. They're getting doctors to inject it.
But what is that? What is the testosterone doing? Is it just give you more energy to lift heavier, or what is it doing? Making your muscles able to grow again more? Because when we get older, we lose testosterone. Yeah,
it's the whole package. It's kind of like the man's lifeblood. It's your chi. It's your energy. It's your essence. So, like you need that for good sperm health. So in order to be reproductive, you need a certain amount of like free testosterone and T3. So that's kind of like your strength. So
right.
There's two different types of testosterone. You need them both to be like complete. And I guess, like I said to you, there are genetics and epigenetics. Epigenetics is like genetics is the gun, but epigenetics is like the ammunition and the person firing the gun. So it's that's your environment, your food, your sun exposure, your zinc exposure, your quality of diet, your exercise, like all that's creating testosterone.
So like sun exposure, you that's like I remember during COVID, it was like they didn't want you to fucking go out, did they? But you're meant to be fucking out. Yeah, that's what you actually to help you fight or everything. You need the vitamin D, and that's like all the supplements in the world are not going to be anywhere as good as actually going out in the 100%, sun.
Yeah.
Right, so you need all this.
Need all the sun?
No, we need everything all at once.
What do you mean, the supplements?
No, you need to be out in the sun. You need to be eating good food. You need to be eating healthy.
It's
nutrients going into your body.
Yeah,
you need to have good to give your body a chance of growing. You need a good amount of testosterone.
Yeah, to fight off illness and various diseases. Right, your body's under threat all the time, right?
Right,
it's filthy out there, isn't it? So if your immune system is low, you have low testosterone, right? If you have low testosterone, you probably don't have enough strength. You don't have enough vitality. Your body's not ready to reproduce because it's going to produce like less quality.
Yeah,
and that whole vitality circle, let's call it, if it's diminished through plastic in underwear. Causes your low testosterone in your bollocks.
It does that.
Fucking whacking off too much.
That is something to do with what's it called?
It's like just poly.
No, the stuff that it's.
I'm not sure what it is in the plastic,
but it's like
elasticine is bad for your skin.
Yeah, like I was watching the thing with Joe Rogan the other day. I think it was her name's Shana Swan or something like that. She tests microplastics, and X amount are in your system, everyone's system. There's like a straw or a spoon in your system, no matter what, throughout your whole body and whatever. Yeah. But she's saying like the phthalate, it may not be called phthalate. It's probably fucking not called phthalate at all. It's something like that. It's between your nut. It's your notcher. It's between your bollocks and your arsehole.
The Biffin's Bridge.
Yeah, that is get taint.
Your gooch.
The gooch. The taints are getting smaller.
Right.
And if your taints get smaller, that is where they measure male virility or whatever. Okay. And they measured it on animals, and they measured it on what's it, and obviously our taints are getting smaller, and apparently that's got something to do with our reproductive system declining because of this, and the microplastics are making all this smaller. Yeah,
it's environmental, but it's multifaceted. It's not one thing. it's the constant barrage of the fact. Look at it, simply put, we are overexposed to things that are bad for us, and we are underexposed to things that are good for us, including community.
So there was also a thing like so you can't drink bottled water. Bottled water's bad for you, apparently. Now, and I heard it wasn't just bottled water; it's bottled water that sat out in the sun.
Yeah.
Right. But then you go to Heathrow Airport to these dockings that all the gear's outside, and you might have by the time you get it and you put it in the fridge and you kept it sweet, it's sat in the sun for fucking weeks.
Can be.
It's like there's no one saying, "I get this back into the yard."
No.
It is that's the way it is.
My nan used to drink only from glass bottled water. This is back in the day when it was obviously pennies, but it was but like Evian bottles of water in her larder, and I used to be
in the glass, yeah.
Because she said to me, "It tastes different," and that was just her reasoning for it.
Well,
you know?
yeah, I mean it does, doesn't it? If you have a bottle of Coke out of a glass bottle, it tastes the mold better than the can, doesn't it?
100%.
I mean that's just a fact, isn't it? It's no one can deny that.
Had a Mexican Coke.
How about
days? The Mexican Coke.
I've never had that.
Well, it's got no corn syrup in it. It's just cane sugar and whatever else you make Coca-Cola with.
Right.
And it is honestly unbelievable. Like they haven't changed the recipe in however long.
That's the original.
You get
recipe.
it in California. You get it in certain parts that obviously are on the border with Mexico.
Yeah.
But obviously we use corn syrup and cane sugar, and as is all right. But a regular Coke in the States is disgusting.
So Coke Zero.
Hold on, before we jump to Coke Zero, before we were talking about testosterone, you said
sorry,
circadian.
I'm going all over the place. I'm trying
to keep up.
Pull me back in. Go on.
I'm trying to pull me back in.
Go on.
But you were saying about we were on the quality of sleep and how that affects everything, right?
Right.
And so different levels of sleep will ultimately, that will keep your brain cognitively functioning well.
Right.
What's going to create Alzheimer's, your mental decline, let's say, and your forgetfulness and your brain fog is, you need to have a routine where you're getting those 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. And that's the thing, is quality sleep. You're not just passing out, you're sleeping with intention. So you're going about your business correctly.
What about people with like sleep apnea and stuff, where they like fall asleep and they wake up straight up like that? They're in a fucked position then. Yeah,
you want to be breathing with your mouth closed, so in and out of your nose.
Well, I don't do that at all.
Yeah, I've trained myself, so I sleep sometimes with a taped mouth. So I get a bit of like light zinc tape. It's not quite as aggressive as sellotape or gaffer tape, but you just tape your mouth and then you won't open it.
Are you able to do it?
Yeah.
I always think the people who sleep with mouth guards and with getting the teeth whitened.
I can't do that. Yeah.
I'm not sure how I could manage to do it.
Yeah,
my mouth would be open the whole time.
But when I've done it, because I didn't want to do it, I just was noticing I was getting really poor quality of sleep for a few weeks running, and I was like, right, let's give this another go. And literally like 2 days, I back to back. I was like, oh my god, got so much energy. I feel so strong. I feel
better sleep from it.
Incredible.
Really?
Have you not ever heard like the expression like a good night's sleep solves everything?
Yeah.
Well then, it's just about getting it.
But why is it different coming in your nose than in your mouth?
Well, your nose, your nasal passageways, they've got hairs in it, and they filter all the dust, and it helps the body produce more nitric oxide. When you mouth breathe, you're not getting the same filter. But it's also stress breathing. So when you breathe through your nose, you're reaching your diaphragm cavity. When you breathe through your mouth, you're only getting to the chest. And so that has a huge difference.
I mean, that probably makes sense.
And also, like when you breathe through your mouth, you're drying out the air.
When you've been on the piss and you fall asleep, you got your mouth open, you wake up with a sore throat because you're probably giving it some as well, because you're probably taking aren't you? You're sleeping heavy just through that, and your nose has given up. You wake up, you've got bogies in your nose and whatever else, don't you? That's what happens.
That's what it says. It's trapping all that dirt and shit, so it's not in your body.
Right. Okay. I should
think how dirty the air is out there.
Yeah, it's filthy, isn't it?
Here
in central London, it is filthy, isn't it?
It's a swamp.
Do you think, like he goes on about the air pollution, do you think the taking the cars out, the ULEZ things made any difference at all?
I don't know, but I remember them when my ex was pregnant and she was going to get tested. They do like a carbon monoxide test, because obviously that's bad if you're exposed to a lot of it. And I think they can sort of test your lungs. So you blow into this machine and they test. And she was like below the regulatory level, let's say. But I was living in a different part of town at the time. We were sort of split between 2 houses. And I was more in central and she was further out. Mine was 3 times as high as hers. And they were like, that's not good for you. And I was like,
you?
Yeah.
Yours was worse than hers.
Yeah,
and hers was below the regulatory level.
She was good. She was fine. Mine was like way over it.
What, because you're here in central London?
Yeah.
I mean, the underground's meant to be the worst, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. You mean there is no air. There's no oxygen down there. There's no, there's.
You're just bringing it in BO and farts, aren't you?
Yeah, there's recycled.
It's fucking rotten down there, mate. You think you jump on a train, you think, can you not smell yourself? Like, how does that even work? How can you not?
Wasteful.
It's unbelievable.
People's hygiene in 2026 is.
It's gone back, isn't it? It's gone backwards. We have gone. We as a culture have gone backwards.
People need to go to a car wash. You know.
I mean, I've never been around so many smelly people in my life.
I know. I work in the gym and it's quite bad down there. Occasionally we'll get someone that's rocked up in a shirt they've worn the day before and they've left it in their locker and they think it's okay to wear again. And I tell them, I'm like, listen, mate, did you wear that shirt yesterday? Because you fucking stink. And they look at me like, they look at me like I've thrown their cat off the balcony. I'm like, yeah, mate, you can't do that. Like, yeah, I only wore it for a bit of weights yesterday. I was like, well, you sweat and that creates a really disgusting microbiome and that's an odour and you've just brought it out into this public arena because you don't want to wash a shirt. Cool. No, shame, mate. Shame is one of those things where we think we've sort of skipped it, thinking, we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
For what?
Well, I don't know.
We're from the same age. If you were fat at school, you got told you were fat.
Yeah.
I had really bad spots.
And if you were smelly, you got told.
I was like spotty, pizza face, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, I had to think, fucking hell, I better start treating my skin a bit better.
Doing something about it.
Yeah, and I know acne is a little bit different, you know what I mean? Like I had to take really strong medication in the end to sort of help, get rid of it.
But it's out there though for people, isn't it?
It is out there, but that was a bit harsh, but it kind of makes you have a thicker skin. That's one thing you learn from it. Is like, okay, I might not be too rude to other people because of how I feel and I don't want someone to be rude to me, and so you kind of keep your counsel. But now we've gone so far down the other way that you can't say that to people. People have got no shame. They're just living in main character syndrome all the time where their life 100% matters. Your life is insignificant and they operate as such.
It's a wild time, isn't it?
Crazy.
It's like, I never saw the gradual lead up to this. It just went fucking off a cliff. I'm like, what the fuck happened here? Like I woke up in a different dimension.
I know.
I honestly, because I've worked in central London. I've had shops in central, and I'm delivering, but I didn't associate in central London. I'd be always out on the peripheral, and I'd speak to normal people. And then I come here from now only operating, and I.
Go on, John. What's upsetting you? Tell us.
Well, I just used to, I used to come into London, and you would always expect London's a melting pot.
Yeah.
And you would see all different characters. You'd see all wild things going on. And then you go away.
There was always a bit of decorum.
But
now, gone.
You go away from it and you go back to normality. And then you think, now I see all the fucking madness going on here, which is fucking unbelievable now. And then I go home and I see some fucking prick acting a prick on the end of my street or something. You're like, what's happened here? Do you know one thing that's really fucking pissed me off? It's like, I don't know why people think it's acceptable to put their sofas and their chairs outside their house and think that someone's going to pick them up.
Yeah.
What the fuck has happened there?
Yeah, fly tipping is just in general, just leaving it.
No, I understand fly tipping. So you pay me to take your shit away.
Yeah.
And I charge you.
Yeah, fine.
And I don't want to pay for it to be dumped, so I dump it anywhere. I don't see that. I'm not saying it's good. That's obviously fucking bad.
I don't like it when people do it.
I understand
nature.
that. I understand how that's happened. What I don't understand is someone takes a sofa from their living room and puts it outside their wall of their house, and hopefully someone comes and collects it, because no one comes and collects it for a long period of time. Right?
You've got to look at it every day.
So, I mean, I don't even understand how this is even a thing, because it's not a thing. It wasn't a thing.
I'll play devil's advocate. I'll let you have them. Let them have the sofa. I won't let you have the fucking mattress with a piss stain just leaned up against a wall for months on end.
What-
That's outrageous.
I mean, where is it that someone was going to clear their house and they will put it all in their front garden and say, yeah, you can take what you like. Okay,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
and take what you like, fine, whatever.
Okay.
But a sofa
yeah.
and a mattress, no one's picking up the mattress. No one's picking up a shitty or piss-stained mattress. No one is doing that.
I mean, littering, all that stuff, it's there's no need for it, is it? Like, people litter in like Lime Bike baskets. You know, they use those as like, they're just bins now. You're like, hold on, mate. The bin's behind you.
yeah, no,
And,
the world's mad.
Or you'll walk down the street and all of a sudden there's like 30 Lime Bikes falling over and they're blocking the path and everyone's walking by. And I just always pick them up and move it because I think, well, someone could trip over that. But no one else does. No one bats an eyelid in the city. And I think that's a decline of society. You know, we have a social contract and it's declining because there's less and less care for others because we've been conditioned.
That
to
is
just
the
basically
main character syndrome.
Yeah, that's the main character syndrome. But we've been basically conditioned to treat each other as a threat when actually we have to realise that we're actually still each other's biggest asset.
Explain that one to me. We've treated each
Anything
other.
in any business,
Yeah.
your staff are your biggest asset because
Yep.
they're all on board and you're all pulling in the same direction. As a society, and you can probably see it's massively splintered with government, people, trillionaires, billionaires, everyone else, upper working class, tax the rich, everyone else. There's lots of divisions everywhere. Ethnicity groups, people coming over from here on boats, people who've been here a long time, left wing, right wing. There's so many different divisions, right? But you still have to kind of keep your decorum in council because you know that's how we all kind of live together. You can't lose your humanity because someone's got different belief systems. But caveat that, as soon as someone's violent or horrible, it's free reign. Like if you're going to start being violent, then yeah, you're done.
Doesn't it all just go down a pan when you look at a normal functioning society and culture, and then you look at it and then your main character syndrome says, actually, I don't need to stand and queue up. I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Fuck them cunts. I don't need to have a wash. I couldn't give a fuck. It is what it is.
Exactly.
Like,
It starts small.
Yeah.
It's the small steps that lead to big steps, and you have to kind of.
And some prick pushes in front of you. You can either kick off or you can just wear it. You're like, fucking, what am I kicking off with this prick for? It ain't gonna make no difference to me. So you wear it, don't you?
The last time I kicked off was on a train. It's going back into London from Essex, and a lot of people were doing it because the England game was on. So they were going up late because I think it was the Mexico game.
Oh, it was quite recently. It's not
Yeah.
like the last time I
No.
kicked off was a couple of years ago.
No,
fucking last week.
No, this is a couple of weeks back. I was on the train, and there's a couple of kids, and I was sat down, and I got on, all the vapes come out. And I'm just looking around going, no, not today. Not today, Chief. So I've just stood up and walked over. I said, mate, really sorry, can't have you vaping on here. We got 20 minutes till the doors open again. Can't have it. Straight away, who the fucking hell are you? I just looked at him and I was like, whack, just slapped it out of his mouth. So if you pick it up, I said, I'll dig you again. We clear? And I just sat back down. And that's it. And the vape stayed on the floor until we got off.
And how old was this kid? He's about 12.
14, 15. That was it.
Right.
Him and his mates and his girlfriend shit themselves. That was it. I'd have had a few like, you know, I'm going to call the police. I was like, cool, yeah, call them. We'll have a conversation.
What would the same position? What would you do if it was a grown man
I told him as well.
looking like fucking
Yeah.
Arnie?
Yeah, I told him as well.
And what would he, and you snapped it out and then you're kicking off because
So I'm slapping it out of his hand.
That's what I'm saying. You're smacking it out of his mouth,
No.
and he's like grabbing you by your neck, walking you back.
It depends what he said to that, but like, I think that's it. Is this if you tell someone that that's being disrespectful?
Yeah.
A little while ago, someone was smoking in that square, you know, just off the opposite gym box.
Yeah.
I forget what that square is called, but it's literally got no smoking.
Something Island or something.
It's got no smoking plaques. Like, there's a soundproof square.
Where?
It's outside the gym, mate.
Gym box.
Yeah, there's a square you can walk through to High Holborn.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's surrounded by offices. It's a very
Oh, I know
peaceful
what you're
square.
talking about. Yeah, yeah, the old Prue building. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There's no smoking signs. There's people there. No phone calls. Eat your lunch.
Oh,
Be
okay,
quiet.
right, yeah.
Fuck off. That's it. That's all you do there.
Right.
And there was this girl smoking away on the phone, like she was on the phone to her long lost cousin or something. I was there. This was like a couple of years back. I said, "Any chance you could, you know, keep it down?" She looked at me like, again, throwing her cat off the balcony. I said, look, no phones, and you can't smoke in here. She was like, okay, oh, but I've almost finished it. I was like, just put it out. Stop being such a knob. We just got into a bit of this. I said, you're outrageous. And I just, called her something.
So is it?
You just have to sometimes call people out. Like, I'm not a vigilante. I'd like to, as a second career, if any of you want to start a gang and we'll go around and swipe some phone robbers, I'll be into it, mate.
So is it the rule of law you want to obey, or is it social contracts that you need to uphold?
Yeah, social contracts first, but we need a higher level of respect for certain decency. Like give up your seat for pregnant people.
Or pregnant women. Or old women or men.
Or old women or people, anyone who's just carrying a shitload of bags that might want to just have a seat because they're travelling.
Yeah.
If you sit down all day, then you'll be all right standing for half hour, chief. Yeah. So just that sort of stuff, letting people come on first, people trying to get on the tube.
I mean, is there anything fucking worse than that? Yeah. And they look at you like you have fucking, have done something wrong to them. They're like, what?
It's
like, the drill. People walking upstairs the wrong way. I'm like, fucking hell. Look, we know which way we drive here. Okay, look, you might be a tourist. You don't know this. You don't know that. Oh, fine. Okay, no worries. But watching everyone else do it, and then I'm going to go against that.
There's no excuse for getting on a train before people have gotten off. There's none. I don't care if you're blind. You know the rules. So, that's when people are you're gonna eventually bump into the wrong person. Probably me.
There's a guy, I was walking to the gym the other day, not your gym, my gym across the road, right? And I'm walking down the road and I've got my big bag on, and he was on a bike coming behind me, and it's no walk, you can't, it's get off your bike there, isn't it? Right? And it wasn't really busy.
Yeah.
It wasn't really busy. And I don't really give a fuck. I'm more living, I'm clearly not, because I'm telling you all the things pissing me off. But I normally just wear it if not someone's on a bike. Anyways, he come back, he rings his bell, and I had my earphones in. And then he gets past me, and can't you fucking hear the bell, mate? I said, you ain't meant to be riding. And then he tells me, oh, I'm a cunt.
Yeah.
And then he rides in to a woman walking up the road, and she starts screaming at him, and I just walk on by while she's screaming at him because he's in the wrong.
Beautiful.
Like, they're blinding, isn't it? I was telling Joe about it because he's line bike Larry as well, and he just gives he like rides in fucking bus lanes up the wrong way and whatever. I know. Driving behind these cunts is probably the most frustrating thing in the entire world.
Yeah. As a cyclist, but I'm a good cyclist, as in, what's a good cyclist? I am going to go through a light, but I'm going to check which way.
You're already killing me.
Yeah, but listen, I'm going to go through it at a walking pace if it's clear. I'm not going to go through a red light when I know there's cars coming. I'm obeying the traffic laws. I'm not jumping curbs and going up the wrong ways. I'm not into that. That's like drunk line biking. That's scandalous. But then I would say anybody in London is guilty of not obeying the highway code, because it's not meant to have this volume of fucking people in it. It's not meant to be this busy. It's not supposed to take you 2 hours to go from East London to West London.
No, it's not.
So that's why people get frustrated, and eventually the toys come out. But you have to accept that if you're driving in London, it's going to take you what it's going to take you. There's no fast way.
I was driving down Commercial Road.
Lovely area.
And this was before they'd done that weird shit where it all goes one way. Do you know what I'm talking about? It used to be able to just do a right and then a left to get onto Commercial Road, coming from the city.
Yep.
Right. So I'm coming onto it anyway. So I've got onto it and I'm riding down the road and I'm indicating left and I'm going left, and it was coming close to a red light. So you prepare to stop. Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm going fast enough to go through the red light before it's going to turn amber or whatever.
Sure.
So I've gone for it, yeah? I've gone for it. It's still amber. I'm not in trouble. I haven't broken a record. What's it? This prick's come on his bike and he's driven right into the side of the van. And he's like, he's like front wheels buckled. He's on the floor.
Yeah.
He's going mad.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you can't.
I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm turning right. I'm turning left. I weren't doing right. I was turning left. I was turning left. Sorry. I was turning left. He's gone into the side of the van. And I'm like, what do you do? You fucking, you jumped a red light and rid into the side of my van.
Yeah, there's people on their...
Fucking, what do you want me to do?
There's people on their phones and cycling. Yeah. You know, one time another cyclist crashed into me. Do you know what this cunt was doing before? No. He was drinking a coffee. Yeah. Right? And smoking. Going around a corner.
On his bike?
On his bike.
Yeah.
And has just ridden into me.
Yeah.
And he's on my side.
Yeah.
There's a split lane.
Yeah.
And then he's had the audacity to tell me that I should look where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
My headphone popped out on the road. Someone ran it over.
Nice.
And we had some words. But that is, again, that's a deterioration of social
But contracts. Unfortunately, this is a daily occurrence, isn't it? With someone here who's going to piss you off.
Yeah, you've got to pick your battles because you will go crazy.
Absolutely have to pick your battles because there's ample opportunity every single day to have a row with someone.
If you look for it, then you're in trouble. You will find it. So you have to kind of keep your counsel. But, you know, going backwards to our previous conversation on...
Are we talking about back to circadian rhythm?
Well, not quite that back, not as far back as that. But you say, when did it change?
Yeah.
COVID, isn't it? That's when it kind of grew exponentially from like kind of low main character syndrome to I'm all important, I can do whatever I want, blah, 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 blah. And that's, I think there's a clear shift in that time period. 2020 to, I can't remember when we were done with it, maybe 2022 lasted.
But you would be the outlier at that point, wouldn't you? Because you'd go into a place with no mask and say, like, fuck you, like you're all cunts. You're not even, you're thick as shit, and do what you want to do. And then you are then
ostracized.
Yeah, but you are also playing the main character. If you're going to the letter of the law.
Yeah, that's when
but then surely sanity takes over at that point.
Yeah, well, everything was backward at that point. So you could crudely write headlines however you want to write headlines.
Everyone just jumped on to being backwards. They're like, yeah, fuck it, this is great. I am up for this. And I'm going to hang this out for as long as I can. That's what it was, wasn't it? It was like, oh, yeah, you could probably be all right, but fuck this. I'd rather just stay at home.
Yeah. No, initially there was massive fear, right? Fear and panic.
It was
fear and panic dictate, a lot. And then, people started getting paid off and they're sat at home. And then it started getting a bit like suspect, wasn't it? Certain things, I don't know if you remember that the entire, what industry is it? It's, food and drink. What's that industry called?
Food and drink?
No, but as a...
No?
Not catering. Hospitality.
Oh, okay, right.
Entertainment, food and drink, right? Yeah. That entire industry lobbied that they needed specific rules, curses that they could allow them to trade. Whereas the health industry was shut down. Right. You can't be sweating in the gym, that's dangerous. You'll create, that's bad for you, like you'll infect other people, blah, 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 blah. Fitness is bad for you. That was the message that I was given. So I was basically just written off, like, whatever you've done, no good for you.
You're not. Go on.
The hospitality industry was like, yeah, the pub's open. Come and get yourself a few pints.
Yeah.
Just put a mask on between sitting at your table and going for a piss. And that's when you started going, oh, well, this is a bit odd. Who likes to go out? Elites, government. Obviously it turns out the whole government was on the piss the entire time.
So it made no difference to them whatsoever.
Anyone that followed the rules was a mug because they had all the data, they had everything, and they chose to disobey it knowingly and then enforce the rules for everyone else. So that is the definition of corruption. And we're still not as angry about it as we should be. Well, but we've got very short memories.
So, like, have you not seen the thing with Fauci? No, you were telling me this morning with Fauci.
I mean, it's a kangaroo court, isn't it? He's just getting told off,
He's getting told off.
He's getting his pants pulled down. He's getting a stern talking to. But
can nothing happen?
He's been pardoned by the previous blind, deaf, dumb president.
Well, he didn't even sign it, did he?
Auto pen,
and he'd done like 1,000 auto pen signatures.
This is the bit, right?
But his auto pen was like he's been pardoned. He's preemptively been pardoned for like thousands of people. Like what? The fuck?
The level of corruption, and then, again, it comes back to Epstein files. It comes back to higher echelons of elites having a set of rules for them, But the rest of the commoners, the rest of the peasants, you and me, no, you have to do this.
Absolutely nothing's going to happen to him, is there?
No. I mean, I don't think anyone will ever listen to him ever again.
I don't think he needs to. He's earned enough fucking dough for the last 35 years.
You know,
have you ever heard of...
There'll be some more stuff coming down the pipe. You'll see.
He's probably in the files, isn't he?
If you were betting on it,
I'd
take a punt.
Yeah, I must ask my research agent to find out what the odds are on that. But if you was thinking, if you looked at what he was doing beforehand, there was loads of other epidemics that he presided over.
Pandemics?
No, epidemics.
Right.
The AIDS virus was an epidemic.
Yeah.
And when you look at the drugs were prescribed for that, they were the drugs weren't for that.
Right.
And there's a real bit, and there's like a pattern to it.
Bit of history.
Well, and he also predates every government, doesn't he? Because he wasn't, what the fuck are they called? Democrats. He weren't Democrat. He weren't Republican. He was he might have been either of them. Who knows what he was? But he was in there throughout 30 years of government, being the main man who makes the decisions.
Yeah.
You know, when that goes into China, the Wuhan lab, there's pretty good evidence to say that it was funded by him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, where does it come from?
Yeah.
So when you look at everything around it, why have they pardoned him? Why did they preemptively pardon him? For what?
Because it's a deck of cards, isn't it? Ultimately, you say this from day one, it's a numbers game. Everything's a numbers game, right? That's why they have crowd control at football. Because they keep the away fans in after, because they don't want to kick it off outside. So everyone gets released, win, lose or draw, slowly, here we go. If everyone got angry about this at the same time, then you got 5 billion angry people that can overthrow anything. But difference is that
if you make everyone at polar opposites to everyone else,
if you divide,
then you can keep everything sweet, can't you?
Yeah, you can divide, distract, kind of keep people, dumb, sick, distracted.
Well, even now,
you can't do anything. You're too busy.
Even now,
too busy trying to get to work, aren't you?
You look at it, and now there's even young versus old.
Yeah, of course.
Like what the new tax codes and the new laws are coming in. They're saying what the youngsters are complaining that the triple lock pension's still there. They're like, fuck that. Why am I paying for this? Why do I have to fucking pay for it? And then the old granny who's been paid into it for fucking 60 years, she's like, well, you told me this is what I'm going to get. That's why I've paid into it for the whole time. And then you want to change the goalpost when she's about to get the dough. You're like, what the fuck's all this about?
Scandalous.
It's scandalous.
Yeah.
But you've pitted now young versus old, left versus right, gay versus straight, transsexuals in there somewhere versus everyone. They fucking backwards and forwards, and everyone don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
As long as you've got the ump with someone, no one's going to be together, are they?
100%. You've nailed it.
And that's exactly what they're banking on that.
Yeah. We just had the World Cup. That's pretty tribal, isn't it? So that gets all divisions of countries as well.
How about this?
Can't trust
Did
them.
I tell you about? So outside the shop, England are playing. We're having an event. It was a Grand Alliance launch event of a collaboration T-shirt we were doing with them. And England were playing at 10 o'clock at night. It was not the Mexico game. It was the
Congo, DR
Congo game. Yeah, it was in the
Dr. Congo, DR Congo.
Dr. Congo. Yeah,
Dr. Congo, they got called for a week.
That's it. We was finishing at 6 o'clock. The event was finishing at 6 o'clock. Then we're going to go over to the boozer.
Yeah.
So we thought there might be a couple of hundred people. Yeah. There was loads of people in the day.
Yeah.
Kind of pitted down to the evening, and only about 15, 20 of us went over to the boozer.
Yeah.
Anyhow, about 3 o'clock, I've got the England flag outside, Artifacts level lane on it. I've got the Grand Alliance flag next door to it. Yeah. Got this geezer comes down the road. He's like, I want that NF flag off my street.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that's not an England flag. That's got my shop name on it, and it's the England flag. He's like, yeah, and England aren't playing. I said, England are playing tonight. I said, it's England are playing. Like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
I probably didn't say it in as nice way as I'm saying it now.
Sure.
And he's like, I want it off my street. I pay council tax. I said, well, I pay business rates, mate. My shop, I can do what the fuck I like. He's like, it's an NF flag. It's an insult to have it in the street. I said, that's the flag of our country. He said, it's not my fucking country and I want it off.
Yeah.
The fuck is going on?
It's wild that people...
Do you know what? And
upset
then
about colours.
And he then went and made complaints to the council about there was a gathering. The council would put on the fucking market.
Yeah.
It was them who's put it on.
Yeah.
They had stalls outside. They put it on. So he complained to the people that put it on.
Yeah.
Okay, it's too noisy, right? This was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then he comes and then he makes a call to environmental health. It was too noisy. They come down. Don't come in and say it's too noisy. Nothing happens. They said, yeah, we've done a drive by. It was all right. It weren't too loud. There seems to be a market or something going. There seems to be like a food market going on. And then he's made a call to the old Bill. But the old Bill come at 6 o'clock as we're packing away. They said, what's going on? Like, we've had a call. There's disruption. No, there's no disruption. We've had an event today. Council have put on this. Council have put it on this.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're picking up now. We're going to the pub. All right. Oh, no worries. All right. See you later. Anyhow, 9 o'clock, he makes another call to the council. It's still going on. They walk down. He's like, there's nothing going on. The shop's locked. Like, I think because they're of a certain age, maybe, they don't realise that will be a timestamp anywhere. And they don't realise that they can get caught out. So if he didn't like what we were doing, he could make a case about it. But when you start lying and throwing that into it, it just makes everything, the claim that you're doing, just stupid, doesn't it? And that is where, like, because you don't like what's going on for whatever reason, you don't like an England flag being outside the shop, you now don't want me to do it either. That's the new thing.
Yeah, people are, excuse me, people love to be outraged. Not just offended, but outraged.
Wild, isn't it?
Yeah, it's part of the conditioning of social media. Only the most extreme version of events gets a reaction, a like, a follow, a share. So people are now conditioned to be like, oh, well, let me create some outrage. And then you get the people that do have too much time. Let's face it.
Clearly got too much time to care about what's going on there.
Anybody worth of substance is going about their day, earning dough, trying to feed their families, trying to do something positive. People that are comfortable, people that are, find problems. They find stress because they want to make a difference for them. But they're making it a difference against people that are in a different ship or a different boat, literally. And so to be offended about flag raising when it's your own country's colours, I mean, the government made that a right-wing thing. The left made that a right-wing thing. It was never a right-wing thing for anybody except just to say that, listen, just like they do in the States, United States of America, they raise that flag.
Yeah.
It's a sense of pride. There's nothing wrong with being proudful about who you are and where you come from. I mean, this country has done a fucking lot for a lot of other countries. And I think people forget that. Music, sport, entertainment, technology. There's some incredible individuals and incredible movements that have started on this tiny little island. Well, it gets all kind of swept under with like one word: colonialism. Well, people go, "Oh, well, that was bad."
But it isn't even.
We ended the slave trade.
But
they don't talk about the Arab slave trade. They don't talk about any other
that
slave
went on
trade.
for 3 times longer.
Exactly, that created tons more problems. So people were very forgetful about like what it is to be prideful, and it's kind of sort of summarize it like this. All I think any geezer wants that lives here, that's trying to make an honest buck, that wants to go about their business, provide for their families, have a couple of weeks holiday at the end of August.
It's not too much to ask, is it?
Not be priced out the arse for it. I think all anybody is really looking at and going, didn't used to be this dangerous when I was a kid. Knife attacks, muggings, phone thefts, yada, 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 goes on. Cool, we've got enough trouble with our own. Yeah. So
absolutely.
Letting unknown people in. I'm not talking about known migrants that are escaping war-torn countries.
Asylum
seekers that are like, fucking hell, I've just lost my house and it's blowing up. You're talking about migrant, which you're talking
economic
about
migrants.
You're talking about people that are going, government's going to give me a house. It's going to give me a handout. It's going to get me off the streets. I don't have to do anything until I have to do something.
Yeah.
That's a different kettle of fish. So I think people that are been labelled right-wing, we're just standing up going, hold on, have you tried saying anything like you're saying in China, in Japan, in Korea, in Russia? Because if you try it, it's not going to go well for you. We seem to be just the dog that you can kick and kick and kick that keeps running back going, yeah, we'll take it. And the problem is we don't have the infrastructure, hospitals, roads, benefits. Like our government already pays more in benefits that it brings in. So we've created a situation where it's like, okay, there is an issue. I'm not just saying it's illegal immigrants. I'm not saying that. Of course, there's an issue with the wealth disparity. It's a spending of government. It's not a taxation of people. It's what we're doing with the money that we're collecting.
Whatever you get, whatever they get in, they'll squander it. They'll squander absolutely every penny.
We're not educating people that are coming in, which we should be, because if you're going to live here, I lived in Spain. I had to learn fucking Spanish. It was painful. It was hard. I had to work in a dog shit pub for the first year learning Spanish, and then I could get a better job in a gym, and then I could earn more money as I educated myself. But I knew nothing. I didn't know a lick of anything, and now I do. And you have to expect the same from people coming here. You have to obey certain rules, and if you don't, you can go, mate.
You can't change the rules to suit fucking someone who's just come here, can you? That seems to me like another wild fucking thing. We're just like, yeah, but we've got to accommodate. You've got to accommodate to a degree. You don't have to change yourself for it.
Yeah, you don't. You can't start changing history. You can't start being ashamed of being white. You can't start being ashamed of your culture and your history because someone's finds it offensive. I mean, bloody hell. Like, where do you draw the line?
Half the time, it ain't even the people who have come here who find it offensive.
Yeah.
So David, he makes samosas and does some curries. He's like, why are they arguing? I said, they don't like the flag. He goes, why don't they like the flag? What's the issue? Obviously, I'm not trying to say David's every guy who comes here, but he's like, I don't understand. He couldn't get his head around it. No one gets their head around it. It's not 90% of the time. It's not people who have not been born here who get the ump.
And I don't think it's as many people as you actually think.
No, it gets massively blown up on social media.
Yeah, like that kind of far left liberalism. I got to be honest with you. Wild.
I always thought this is all bullshit on social media. Like, no one really thinks like this because I'd never met anyone who actually really give a shit. A lot of it looks staged, doesn't it? It looks staged, and you think, and it's just fucking get me a click on it.
You get paid protesters now.
Totally.
I mean, that's a thing. I mean, who'd have thought? I mean, if you think about it, do you remember like the May Day riots when we were growing up, like poll tax and all that? And you think, fucking hell, it's really kicked off. And then nothing. Do you remember
there was a thing that they would get? It was like an anarchy thing. They would do it and go and smash up like banks and the City of London every bank holiday Monday or something it was every year. And it was like, who the fuck are these pricks? But there was like, I don't know. There might have been. I was a kid. I don't really know. There might have been 50, 100, 200
There was
people.
Dozens of people. There wasn't hundreds.
There wasn't thousands of people.
Yeah, exactly.
There wasn't people protesting and being thousands of people against absolutely everything. Yeah. Because you if you watch them marches that come into London, which was the fucking United Kingdom marches, that was like kind of one big cause,
yeah.
And then on the other side, you get marches with loads of fucking causes, all chucked into one.
Yeah,
like what the fuck is going on? And even in them marches, there's opposing views, like massively opposing views within the marches.
Yeah.
But for that period of time, they can put their differences aside because they are against the common enemy, and the common enemy is the rest of the people who don't think that way.
Yeah.
But that is going down a weird fucking route.
And like I said, it's that far left liberal movement. It's all, like I say, it's all well and true saying you want this to happen and that to happen, and you want people to be given second chances, and you want people to like benefit, and like we've had the benefit. Like we remember we are the luckiest 1% of the 1%. You know, we've been clothed, educated, schooled.
If you look at where we are, we've been born in London or a London borough, in England. At the best period of our life, best period of time ever.
Yeah,
we've hit life's lottery just to be here talking like this.
100%.
Right, and I feel massively privileged.
Yeah,
but my mum and dad would always tell me there's people in other countries who don't get anything like what you've got. Sure. So you should really feel that you should look to embrace everything that you're fucking around you. So I massively feel privileged for having that opportunity. Yeah, not like now you get people who are like. And they throw that privilege almost in your face by saying the fucking mad shit that they come out with. And you're like, where? I don't know how you've been brought up to think like this. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's alien to me.
Yeah, no, that's literally, it is alien. But like I said, I think these numbers are smaller than you think.
They're loud, aren't they?
They're loud because it gets likes, it gets bait. You know, it's projected out there. But that's why you have to, again, keep your humanity, dealing with people when you're, you know, bump into them in the street and when they, you know, smoke on a fucking train. You have to do better to keep your counsel. But it's very hard to when the pressure's turned up. And you feel like that's one thing that is being engineered, is that pressure is being turned on by unseen, behind the scenes, non-transparent forces where you're like, well, hold on, because you're trying, all anyone's really trying to do is leave things in a better place than when they found it. Well, and that's the thing. Also, we've had a problem with that. Then that's when it goes to shit, because they're arguing about things that do not matter. Hence, the geezer upset with your flag on a night when England are playing.
Well, you also, like you, we've been accustomed to a certain way of living for a certain amount of years, haven't we? And we like now all of a sudden you're almost looking at how much you've got to pay out every month, and you're looking at it and thinking, "Fuck me, this is worse than it was a couple of years ago."
Well, when there's economic decline, and we're the first, I'm the first generation or part of it that won't be able to buy their house by the time they're, I'm 43 now. I can't afford to buy my own house, especially in central London or anywhere close to central London.
Well, 30 years ago, no one wanted to buy in central London, didn't they?
Exactly.
You could buy a house in central London, fuck all.
Yeah.
And then you could go and buy, you take my little 2 up, 2 down in Bethnal Green, and I'll go and buy a fucking mansion in
the
Essex.
Forest. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden.
But it's the price and the value. So people are now, because they're saying to you and us, it's inflation. No. It's like if inflation is like 2 or 3%,
it's not.
Why am I paying 40% more for a box of eggs?
That's exactly that.
And that's why people are like, you've got to wake up to that, because things don't go back down.
No.
Petrol doesn't get cheaper. It fluctuates a little bit, but it never really drops back down anywhere close to what it was.
So my dad told me, he told me, and everything my dad told me, it fell on deaf ears. I'm like, he was telling me things, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm 15, 16, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you tell someone who cares? I'm not listening to what you're saying. Everything he said was probably rain true. He said to me, like, I was about 15, he's like, trouble is, you buy the house, he says, but your mortgage, your council tax would be as much as your mortgage. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Council tax might have been fucking 60 quid a month 30 years ago. Fucking hell. 10 years later, my first mortgage was like 600 quid, 600 quid a month. And I thought, fuck me, that's a lot of money. My council tax is nearly 400 quid now.
Yeah.
In that space of time, it hasn't gone up like with inflation. It hasn't gone up 1%, 2%. No. Fucking more than doubled.
Yeah.
Everything's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So even if you can afford to buy a house, you can't afford to run the house.
That's it.
There's the fucking big problem. Everything around it is fucking fortunes. Even your groceries are costing you fucking fortunes now.
What's the other problem? You get ghost property renters. So they buy a load of property and they don't rent it out. They just watch it go up in value. So then people can't take that space. So there's a load of buildings along between London Bridge and Waterloo, Riverbank Properties, South Bank, unbelievable. It's owned by a couple of Chinese guys. For their cats.
Oh no!
Top floors just full of cats.
Nice,
right? You're thinking, well, that can't be right. So that's where you want to increase a wealth tax.
Well, that's what they wanted 30 years ago, didn't they? Because they wanted international investment into the capital to bring money in.
We sold out quick to the Russians and the Chinese.
Yeah,
no
we were
problem,
like fucking
sweet. But we didn't. I don't think the people got any benefit of that.
No, the people didn't.
No, the Conservatives did. Old Labour did.
Yeah.
Tony Blair did. Yeah.
But it looks good on the balance sheet at that point in time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't look good on the balance sheet 30 years later when you think, I've got to replace all this.
No.
And when you got to replace it, you're like, how am I going to replace it? And now we've run out of money to replace it. And then you look at the thing that
if England was a business, it'd have been declared bankrupt 50 years ago, 30 years ago.
The trouble is, what England has, which a lot of other countries don't have, it's always had that financial. The part of the City of London is the financial institution where England's empire may have gone, but the City of London's always been there, and it's going to stay there.
Got a different set of rules, mate.
Right? So it's got a completely different
law.
So when you think that's there, and it's overseas investors think...
You got the Church of England.
There you go. Yeah.
The Bank of England.
There.
Side by side.
Overseas investors see the City of London as a real safe place to put their dough, yeah? Until... Because my dad, he said, the English... He said, to be fair, you ain't going to beat... No one can beat the English. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I'm again, he's like, because the money will come here, but it will never leave. Like the Russians put their dough here. They can't take it out. Look at them. They couldn't even take... They sanctioned them. They couldn't even take the money out. It's there. It's here. How are they going to do it? How are you going to take the money? You can't take it. You just want to sanction countries. That's it. It's done. You've got their money. How do you take it? They're not going to let... Like Chinese people might, or massive conglomerates might come and buy properties, but they can't take it with them. So it will never leave.
Yeah.
So the problem with... When you think of... All right, we're fucked because as a people, we haven't got enough money to do what we used to do. Yeah. And if you need to build houses or whatever, the country hasn't got enough money to do it because it's basically bankrupt, yeah? Or very close to being bankrupt. The one thing that keeps on happening, though, is office blocks keep going up everywhere. Absolutely fucking everywhere. Right? Who keeps building these office blocks? Do they not know in the next fucking 10 years there's going to be no one in these offices because AI is going to take over the office? Why? There's nobody knowing here. Who's coming into the office blocks in the city? These analysts, they, you know, 10 a week come in and ask for a job as like a barista.
Actually?
Yeah, of course. Because they were junior analysts in these hedge funds. And they don't need a junior analyst. They got AI running all the analytics and reading everything.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. So when the forecast looks...
So that building across the road is going to be turning into offices. Who's been there like that for 5 years? Who's coming in there? Who's going to come in as offices? Who's going to rent these offices? Are they going to be rented? Are they ever going to be rented? What's going to happen is they're going to turn into resi, aren't they? Yeah. They're going to have to because they've got nowhere else to put. They've got no one to build. They've got nowhere to build. They've got no way to do it. That's what's going to happen. I think anyway. I may be wrong. I might be talking bollocks. I probably am talking bollocks if I'm honest with you.
What are we on? How long are we on?
Want to wrap that?
Yeah, we'll wrap that.
Wrap that. Lovely. Next week, George.
That's it.
Lovely.
Cheers, guys.